Hey guys, it's Lee, and in today's video I'm going to make and pressure can chicken stock. So this is actually going to be a multi-day process. It's going to be in one video for you, but it does take time because I want the stock to cook in the crock pot, you know, for a really long time so that I get all the goodness out of those bones. So in my slow cooker I have 2 carcasses from Sam's Club rotisserie chickens. I'm going to add in 1 onion that I've chopped up, a big handful of baby carrots, actually maybe a little more. Maybe a big handful and a small handful of baby carrots. You can just use regular carrots. I only have baby carrots right now. Next I added the leaves and tops of some celery that I bought. I'm gonna add a splash of vinegar and fill it with water. So this crock pot, whoops, it's stuck. The lid is stuck. So this crock pot is only a 6-quart crock pot, so I probably should have only used 1 of the chickens, but this will make some really concentrated broth that I may be able to add some water to later. Oops. So the lid is on, and I am going to set it on low for 10 hours. It's probably going to go longer than that, but those are the only options on this crock pot. It's brand new. I got it when it was on sale at Target because some of my older crock pots don't really work that well anymore. My big crock pot does not cook on low anymore. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's either high or higher. And I just thought this one was really pretty. I got it at Target if you're looking for a pretty crock pot. All right, so I'm gonna let this go for probably till tomorrow. It is 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna let this go until tomorrow, till probably 9 or 10 o'clock. So I'll be back when this is all done. I did want to mention that I haven't added any spices yet because the chicken has a lot of spices on it, on the skin. So I'm just going to hold off on that for now. Plus, we're probably going to use this stock for soups, and we can season it depending on what type of soup we're making. All right, here it is. We've unplugged the crock pot, and just look how amazing this stock looks. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm not going to make you watch me do this, but I'm going to put some cheesecloth in a strainer and strain the broth. Also, I almost forgot to put garlic in this. I didn't pull my camera back out, but I think you can see the garlic pieces floating in there. I just used the already chopped up garlic that I get at Sam's Club for that. So I'm going to go ahead and strain this now. Turns out I don't have any cheesecloth, but I went ahead and just ran it through this sieve and it'll be good enough. I'm letting the last little bits drop in here so that I don't waste any of it. Then what I'm gonna do, this is everything that was left over, but then what I'm gonna do is let this cool off. The cat wants to play. I'm gonna let this cool off, then I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. What will happen is the fat will solidify, and then I can pull that off, heat it back up, and then can it. I prefer to get at least some of the fat out of it anyway. Can you believe how beautiful this turned out? It's a beautiful golden color. I'm so happy with it. Okay, so it is the next day, and here is the chicken broth. I kind of lucked out because, hang on a second, I had covered this with foil to put in the fridge, and then when I took the foil off, a lot of the fat was stuck to the underside of the foil, so I don't have as much to skim off the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and skim as much of the fat off as I can. Then I'm going to put it back in the slow cooker to heat it up so that I can then can it. I could put it on the stove, but I got a lot of things going on and I thought this would probably be the safest way so I don't burn it. I'm gonna call that good. Luckily, like I said, most of the fat stuck to the foil. So the broth was cold, so I did not turn the slow cooker on before I put the broth in because I did not want to put hot broth. What am I doing here? Whoops. There we go. I didn't want to put cold broth into a hot crock because I did not want it to break. All right, I'll be back when this is nice and heated up. I'm using the NESCO Smart Canner, and it will hold 5, that jar's actually a little warm, I have the jars warm, so I'm putting hot stock into hot jars into hot water in my canner. My NESCO canner will hold 5 wide mouth pint jars, so that's how many I'm going to put in. I'm going to fill each of these jars to 1 inch headspace, and then I'm going to put the lid on, the rings, and put it in the canner. Before you put the lid on, don't forget to wipe the rim with vinegar on a paper towel to clean it and make sure your lid will seal. So the stock that I have left, I'm gonna put in the refrigerator. I'm gonna cool down, put it in the fridge, and use it to make some broccoli cheddar soup Sunday or Monday. So that'll be nice to have. Okay, so like I said, I'm using my NESCO Smart Canner. I was able to get 5 quarts, I mean pints, those are pints, not quarts, into my canner. And according to the Ball website, you know, Ball jars, I need to process this at my altitude, 10 pounds of pressure for 20 minutes for pints, 25 for quarts. So I'm gonna push high and then time, I need 20 minutes. Whoops. And start. When you start your canner, the pressure limiting valve needs to be on exhaust. The one I have is the 10-pound pressure limiting valve, and it does come with a green one that is 15 pounds. So now we wait for it to heat up and build up pressure. Once it has built up pressure, this will flash E10, and then it will count down to E0, I think it says. And at that point, you switch the pressure limiting valve to airtight, and then it will start the 20-minute countdown. I forgot to say that according to the directions for this NESCO Smart Canner, you fill it with 8 cups of water before you put your jars in, and also don't forget to make sure you put the rack on the bottom. You don't want your jars sitting directly on the bottom of the canner. All right, so now we wait. It just flashed E10, then it will count down, like I said before, and when it beeps, you close the pressure limiting valve. I switched it to airtight, and now the jars will process for 20 minutes. All right, so it's done. I'm gonna unplug it and just leave it alone for about an hour. You need it to completely depressurize before you take the lid off, so just leave it alone. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open the top. Be careful with the steam. I'm gonna take the jars out and place them on this cutting board to cool off. can hear them chopping, sealing. Forgot to turn the light on, but you can already hear a couple of them popping, which is really nice. I'll come back tomorrow, take the bands off, check the seals, and wash the jars. All right, so it's the next day, and you can see that they have all sealed. I removed the rings. They're all good. Now all I'm going to do is wash the jars and label them, and these will be good to go on the shelf. So let me know down in the comment section if you've ever made chicken stock and if you've ever canned it, or if maybe that's something you'd like to do in the future. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. You can also find me over on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook at Lee's Home 05. Thanks for watching. Bye.